Hi guys, it's Charlotte from That Girl Cooks Healthy. What's up, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy and super delicious tamarind juice recipe. I cannot wait to share with you how to make the recipe, so let's get to it. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need some fresh tamarind pods. So I have some fresh tamarind pods in a dish right there. So that's what you're going to need. You're going to need the fresh stuff. You can use the blocks instead, but I do recommend using the fresh stuff because it's unadulterated. It doesn't contain anything. It's pretty much just picked off a tree and ready to be used. You're also going to need some warm water, some vanilla, some ginger. The ginger that I have here was some grated ginger. Then I realized that I needed a block of ginger, like a small thumb size amount of ginger. So I've changed it throughout the recipe. So you do need ginger, about a thumb size amount of ginger, because the ginger really just helps the taste of the recipe, the juice. And also I'm using some maple syrup as well, but you can use any type of sweetener, you know, coconut sugar, raw cane sugar, but I prefer to use a liquid style of sweetener because you don't have the granules at the bottom of the drink. You just be able to just stir it in seamlessly. So that's the reason why I'm using a liquid form of sweetener. So in order to make the juice, we need to deshell the pods. So I have a couple of the pods. I'm just going to show you a few of them at a time on camera because it is quite time consuming, so I'm not going to do all of them on camera. So the shell is really easy to crack. You can just use your fingers. You just use your fingers to break it, and you also want to take out the vein as well. So you just want to take out, I don't know if it's called a vein, but I just call it a vein. So you need to take the stringy part of the tamarind out as well. So what we're going to do is just crack the shell of all of them, remove that stringy bit as well, and then we're going to put them in a separate bowl. I'm going to show you just a couple of them. What you want to do as well when you're deshelling the tamarind as well, because it does have a seed inside as well, you want to inspect them as well each time you do it, because some of the tamarind, because it's fresh tamarind we're using, that they can be unfit, you know, they can have mold and, you know, other things like that. Because I bought it from a supermarket, I'm not fortunate enough to be able to just pick them. So I have to work with what I can get. So because it's in a box, I need to make sure that they're fit. So you want to check them each time you're doing that, and just repeat the process of removing and deshelling the tamarind, separating it from the fruit and the shell, and then I'm going to show you what they should look like. So this is what the tamarind should look like once you've deshelled it. You're gonna notice that the tamarind, like I said before, it does have a seed in there, but we're going to remove that to make the juice. So I'll show you how to do that. So that's what it looks like. So the next thing we need to do is to add the deshelled tamarind fruit in a large bowl. And once we do that, we're just going to pour that warm water onto the tamarind, and then we're just going to leave it for, I leave it for up to about, say, anything from 10 to 20 minutes, and that just helps with easing the process of removing the seeds. So when you put it in the blender, it's a lot easier to work with because the water helps to break it down. So that's the reason why I do that. If you have a powerful blender, you can just skip this process. I do have a powerful blender, but I still like to do this process of just leaving it so that the fruit is a lot softer with the seed. So that's the reason why I do that. So you can skip it if you want, or you can do it. So I've added my tamarind fruit with the water to my blender, And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pulse it on the lowest setting to separate the fruit, and it's going to also break down the seed as well. So I have a Ninja blender. I've changed it since I first actually made the recipe. I did have a Vitamix. So if you have one of those type of blenders, you can just pulse it, because the blender is quite powerful, the seeds will be broken down with that type of blender. I just want to just keep pulsing it until you'll start to notice that you get a type of juice with the seeds. But I am going to show you guys how to separate the seeds, and once I've pulsed it, I'm going to pulse it again with the ginger, because I almost forgot to add the ginger. If I'm honest, I can't believe that I almost forgot the ginger. So I'm going to show you guys, and you're also going to notice as well that the ginger is thumb size amount of ginger. Like I said, the ginger is the best part of adding it to the tamarind juice, so you want to make sure you add the ginger, and don't do what I do and forget it, and just pulse it again for a few minutes, and you're going to notice some froth at the top, which is totally normal. So what I'm going to do now is to extract the tamarind juice. So I have a jug here, and I'm just going to place a cheesecloth inside the jug. I do recommend using a cheesecloth and not a strainer, just because you need to really extract it by squeezing onto something. So a cheesecloth is the best thing that you can use. So just put it inside of a large jug and then start to pour the juice into that cheesecloth, and it will separate the seeds, and it will separate any other like stringy bits of the fruit from the actual juice. You can add a bit more water if you find that the juice is thick. For me, I like the texture of it, so I tend to just leave it to the amount that is in the recipe, and the recipe link is in the description box, like always. And you just want to, like I said, once you add the liquid to the cheesecloth, you're just going to squeeze out all of that juice, and then you can discard the seeds. So this is what the tamarind juice looks like after we squeezed out most of it. As you can see there's some foam or froth, depending on what you like to call it, at the top. What you can do now is you can use a spoon just to skim the top off. I don't really mind, but you know, if you're serving it to guests, or maybe you just don't like the aesthetic look of it, then you can definitely skim that off. The next thing I'm going to do now is just add some vanilla, and then I'm going to stir in the sweetener of my choice. And like I said before, I'm using maple syrup because it's really complementary to this juice, but you can use any type of sweetener that you want for your tamarind juice. Like I said as well, you can add more water if you want a weaker version of the juice, but for me it's usually fine the way it is. It's really delicious drink, and I hope that you guys make this. Most importantly, please do not forget to like, comment and share. I really do appreciate any likes, comments and share, because it's hard work doing these videos, and you know, I just really appreciate any type of love and support for these videos. I will catch you guys on the other side, and the link to the recipe is in the description box as always, because I know some people ask me where do I have the full recipes. They're on my website, and I usually put the link at the bottom. So that's the reason why I don't give measurements, etc. when I'm making the video, because everything is in the link. So please go to that, and it will, as well as the video, the written recipe will serve you as well. So anyway, I'll catch you on the other side, and thank you.